Hi, my name is Amanda Tinney. I am 29 years old. I'm from Chalmette, Louisiana. I've had 3 heart attacks and I have a myocardial bridge. I am a mom of one great little boy. His name is Noah and he is 7 years old. I am scared that he's going to inherit heart issues. I do have a family history of heart disease. Besides myself, my mom had a heart attack around 40 years old and my sister has myocarditis. I woke up on my 26th birthday, got ready for work. I was feeling okay. It wasn't out of the ordinary pain or anything. I drove to work and I was sitting at my desk. I started to feel weird, very nauseous. I had to run to the bathroom. It was to the point where I was sweating. I was dripped in sweat. It was like I just ran a marathon. My chest started hurting so bad that it felt like someone was sitting on top of it. I didn't know the symptoms at that time. I wasn't educated on the symptoms of what a heart attack felt like because at that age, I didn't realize that I needed to know that. I thought that was something that happened to 80-year-old people, that it wasn't something that I ever thought would happen to me. I didn't find out to my second heart attack that it wasn't blockage and it was a myocardial bridge. For my third heart attack, I was at home. I was actually sleeping and I woke up in the middle of the night. I remember running to the restroom. I was nauseous. I already had 2 prior heart attacks and so I knew exactly what it was. I could barely crawl back into my bed and call 911. I was scared. If I had this heart attack later in life, it could have quite possibly killed me. It wasn't where I wanted to be. I wanted to be home with my son. Having him come to the hospital and see me at my worst was horribly emotional. Probably the toughest thing I've ever had to see him go through is seeing me not like he always sees me, not his mommy. At that point, I was a patient. I was someone who couldn't do something for herself. My sister Kelly had her first heart attack at 25. She is 2 years younger than me and we're very close.
My name is Kelly Tinney and I am 27 years old and I was diagnosed with myocarditis at the age of 25. The night that I had my symptoms, it was Labor Day. I went back to bed for a little while and later on woke up and it was a whole lot worse. My chest pains got worse. The very middle of my chest was throbbing and it got to the point where I started not being able to breathe. So I started taking light breaths to the point where I couldn't catch my breath. It eventually got to the point where my sister said, okay, I'm gonna bring you to the emergency room. Once I was there, it got a whole lot worse and that's where the symptoms that my sister had started coming into play. I started profusely vomiting. They kept me at the ICU for about 4 days and it was eventually when I went to the cardiologist when I found out what had happened. He just looked at me and he's like, you're the youngest patient I've ever dealt with. My diagnosis is myocarditis. When I was in the hospital is when they initially told me what it was. And at that point, I mean, 1,000,001 things running through your head, you don't necessarily know what it is. But when I did research and talked to my cardiologist about it, it is inflammation of the heart, which is caused by fluid that is around the heart. Heart disease affects me every day by a couple of different things. With my diagnosis, I am supposed to try my hardest to not get sick. Being a 3rd grade teacher, that's kind of hard with the stuffy noses, the flu. My relationship with my sister, that is that we are pretty much inseparable. We live together, we do a lot of things together. She just recently got me into running a whole lot.
We used to run in high school together, which was a lot of fun. She was always faster than me, but now I seem to have become a little bit faster than her.
My journey with cardiovascular disease brought us a whole lot closer. Not that we weren't close before, but we have a different type of bond.
We share something that not everybody shares. It's something that we both experienced and we both have gone through, and we both feel like we should really share our stories just to make people aware of what's going on. I go red because it's an amazing movement. Without them, it could have been very different. My outcome could have been very different. My experience in the hospital could have been very different.
The reason why somebody should donate today is because if the funds aren't there, then the research stops. And if the research stops, then lives can be lost.
I'm so grateful for the work of the American Heart Association. Your generosity can help save many lives just like mine.